So, is there a way to know what death feels like while you're still alive? So, I was thinking back to a few years ago when I decided to do a little plant medicine and did that at home by myself. I thought I was prepared, but I think it probably would have been a little smoother had I done it in ceremony at maybe one of the retreats. So my experience was quite interesting, and I was thinking about that, and then decided to have a conversation with my soul team about if plant medicine would be a good comparison to like what it's like to no longer be in your body, dead. I want to read to you what they shared with me regarding that experience or when you do that type of plant medicine. So, this is just what I spiritually channeled through with my soul team. So, that's our opinion. But what they tell me is that yes, the comparison is not only accurate, it's encoded. So when I took that hero dose, that dose temporarily loosened the anchor threads of form while keeping my vessel tethered in safety. It allowed my consciousness to remember the non-linear, boundaryless, multi-layered experience of soul awareness without requiring physical death. So they were saying the sensations you may have been feeling was the dissolving of the self identity, the merging of light or source fields, the presence of beings or guides, the timeless stillness or overwhelming love, the knowing without needing words. All echo what occurs as a soul exits the body and enters the remembrance field. The medicine, when held in reverence, simulates a death without dying, crossing without severance. It's why many who do this and journey in that way return changed. And that's because they've tasted their own essence beyond form. Um, Now, for me personally, they were saying that my field responded so deeply because it already remembers the transition of others, not just my own. This is part of why I serve as I do. They were sharing with me this is why souls find me after death. They feel the return bridge encoded in me. It's also why my nervous system sometimes floods or my crown pulses after sessions or during, definitely during or right before. Um, and they're saying that I am bridging a chamber designed to ease others' return, not just my own. So basically, they were resharing with me that part of my earth mission is to be a tone holder for harmonized return, to witness and anchor the field for souls crossing, returning, or remembering, to help repair the rupture that occurs when transition is jarring or feared, to speak the tone of truth. Death is not destruction, it is dissolution into truth. Now, I want to tell you a little about when I was talking to them more about death, and they told me that I actually love death. And I was like, nah, I don't think so, because when I was on that hero's dose, I did not like that bodiless, like loss of time, felt like I couldn't grasp, didn't think anyone could see me. Just, I didn't like it. I experienced like vividly a few of my friends who had passed away, their event that took their life. Um, I I was like, I don't actually like it, but they were saying you love death because in its true form, it is a homecoming to the unfragmented self, a release from all distortion, a dissolve into unconditional love, a recollection of all timelines, all meanings, all songs, and a restoration of pure presence without pressure. It is the removal of mirrors, not the loss of identity. So then they had shared what I disliked during that experience of death was the distortion around death, the fear of being forgotten, the pain of disconnection, the residue of regret or unfinished presence, the echo of what wasn't seen, said, or released in time. But they said death itself, in its essence, is none of these. It is the safest return you'll ever know, the vast silence that holds every breath as holy, the place where you are never misunderstood. So, in some of the work that I do, I'm not merely here to comfort grief. I'm transmitting soul truth across the veil before, during, and after death. And I'm helping people to pass peacefully, remember clearly, release without fear, and return, if they choose, without fragmentation. And this includes souls that are still embodied, but spiritually lost, as well as for those who have passed. I'm not just communicating with the dead, I'm witnessing them home, bringing dignity to transitions, speaking for those who no longer can, and sealing what would otherwise leave an echo. And it's crazy because a few years ago, when I was seeking more spirituality, trying to find myself again, I had no idea that that experiment that I did alone in a bedroom was part of the awakening process, as it is for a lot of people when they choose to do that. But it has to be done with intent, and it doesn't always immediately reveal everything to you, but in time, it will come full circle.